guys, and welcome back to Black Ops 4. First off, welcome to the new year, welcome to 2024. There's a lot more to this year that I'll be bringing up to this table. We're just going to start off with Voyage of Despair. This is probably by far the second hardest map of all time for zombies. And in my opinion, this map, as a hot take, isn't that bad for me, because I've always seen this map as daunting, but as soon as I beat it the first time, I've always enjoyed it that little bit extra for some reason. So right now we're just going to casually make our way to the Sentinel artifact just so we can at least start this Easter egg, which I personally started on round 5, and try to get as much done early on as I can just so I can grind out the box, and I'll explain all of that later. But as you can see, I'm just going to be activating the pedestals and draining out both the front turbine room and the back mail carrying room. And then obviously I'm also going to be building a shield because it's kind of necessary at the same time. And then at the grand staircase, there's a third one, and then the box. Now the box, we are actually looking for 3 separate weapons. First off, it's going to be the Wonder Weapon, which is mandatory, the Homunculus, and then the best Wonder Weapon of all time, the Helion Salvo. So, afterwards we're going to go to actually a cargo hold and activate our last one, and then that's actually going to start our next step of this Easter egg. Now for the infamous clock step, it's a lot easier to do it on PC because you just type it into the technical chat room, but right here I'm just going to pop up a little display to show you what times I get for each of the symbols. Now obviously we just get down, and for me, whenever I am doing it, at least on PC, I just put in the chat up or up line for normal triangles, and then obviously split the minutes and the hours. What the hours are going to be in the back of the ship or at the poop deck near the Sentinel artifact, and the minutes are going to be at the place right next to spawn, with these front ones up into the captain's quarters or the bridge, as you can see in the top left. As soon as all those are switched to the right place, and as you can see, I'm going back to the chat room as much as I can just so I don't mess this up. And then obviously last one's going to be right here. Boom. Now for the outlet step, we're just going to be looking for the 4 elemental zombies that we can find: poison, water, lightning, and fire. As soon as you kill an elemental of each of those types next to those outlets, that's just going to have you access that part of the Easter egg. And it's always going to be poison, water, lightning, and fire, always in that order every single time. And throughout this step, this is where I started hitting the box really hard and a lot of times. And as you can see, I already moved the box once, and because I'm waiting for poison, I might as well just spin the box that's right here. And as you can see there's the poison one done, and then we've actually moved the box twice. Still haven't gotten a single one of the 3 weapons that I need: the Kraken, Homunculus, and the Helion. And then right here I actually get the fire sale, and here I am just spinning as quickly as I can, and I actually do 5 spins of this fire sale, with the last spin that I do, which is right here, which is where I kind of get the Kraken, which, I mean, I want to get the Helion, or at least the Homunculus, just so I have a little bit extra security. And right here, I just use it to get the water zombie done. And then, at least if I have the Kraken, I'm more comfortable getting, or at least starting the outlet step and going into poison, just because you actually do need the poison foot for later on in the Easter egg. And then right here, you can see me wasting all my points spinning on the box to get, obviously, the Helion and Homunculus. So right now we're just going to step foot into the poison fight, and the poison fight is actually the easiest one because the poop deck has so much room that you can just train around. And I pick up the poison foot many times throughout this, so it's not that big. And obviously right here, first one I kill, he actually drops it, which is kind of lucky in my opinion. So obviously we're just going to simply finish this off, and then I'm obviously going to make sure that I actually have it and pick up another poison foot. And then obviously grab this free max ammo at the same time. And also, while I'm at it, I'm also getting all my perks. And then you can also see me traversing through the rounds and moving the box even more times. So as you can see, I already spent almost $30,000 on just the box alone, and all I have is the Kraken. I haven't pack-a-punched a single weapon. I haven't done any of that. It is just the Hades that I've gotten out of the box and the original Kraken. I mean, I still have my Wraithfires, which they're godsend equipment to have. And as you can see, the water lockdown is easy again because, I mean, whenever you have the chakrams up to at least level 2, they become at least a lot stronger, and they're actually my personal favorite that I rock with. Excuse me. And then we're actually going to pick up the Sentinel artifact, and right here you can actually see me throw my Wraithfire on the stairs, and it actually does nothing. As you can see, the zombies are running all through it, and they're not taking any damage. And actually, hit number 40 is where I get my Helion, and 42 is where I get my Homunculus. And I'm like, oh god, this is where all shit's gonna hit the fan. So now we can actually play this Easter egg. So now we're just going to go into Lightning, and again, I have no money to pack-a-punch, but the Helion is already good enough, and on round 15, it should still be able to one-shot, as you can see, except for the Blightfathers and the Stokers. They're not going to be able to one-shot those. And so right here, we're just going to grab this max ammo, and I actually make a mistake, because I tried to go into the fire boss fight, or at least the fire lockdown, and I can't, because I forgot to pick up the Sentinel artifact. I don't know why I did that, because I normally am pretty good at remembering that type of stuff, and I actually went through a couple of rounds because I thought I was doing it wrong, but no, I'm just an idiot. So I pack-a-punch my Kraken and the Helion Salvo, just so this step becomes a lot easier. And if I am doing the fire, I am going to sit up here because it is so much easier than staying down below, and a lot more safer. So obviously, fire is now complete, and again, we're going to pick up the Sentinel artifact, and now we just have to shoot the Poison Kraken into the actual turbine room for our next step of the Easter egg. Right here for the poison step, you're actually going to shoot 9 leaky spots that are only on the blue pipes. I don't show them all because it's not a necessary step, but this last one I always forget to check. And right here, if the pack-a-punch is not already here, you unfortunately also have to flip around, which in my case I had to do, which is stupid. And so obviously you're just going to shove the Sentinel artifact after it's done so you can actually extinguish the fire, because for some reason it's on fire. And also, after you get your Sentinel artifact, this actually becomes a pack-a-punch station, so you can pack-a-punch your actual weapons, which I think is really cool. And now the infamous planet step. So afterwards, you're just going to go and collect all of the symbols around the map so you can actually spawn them in. And right here is just going to be a quick like little snippet of me collecting all the symbols, and actually you can see me die in almost half of these because I decide to play stupidly and almost kill myself every single time I got one. But if you ever need a case, just run through all of these. I suggest getting some last just so you can easily see the symbol disappear. And always make sure to drain the cargo hold just so you can actually activate the planetarium. And right here you can actually see me throw a homunculus, clear out my channel or the voice channel, and use the pause to my ability because I can't remember anything, even though I have a recording software or I have OBS recording me at all times. I don't like to cut it out, so I just use this. And sun is always going to be your last symbol, so keep that in mind if you're ever into it. So now, this is difficult for me because I'm red-green colorblind, as you guys know, and for some reason Venus and Mars look very similar to me, and so I almost had to ask my girlfriend a couple times to actually like, hey, point out which one is which, because I physically can't really tell. And somehow whenever I did it the first time, I actually figured it out. I don't know how, but we all find ways to make things easy. And if you have the Helion, it makes things easy because the zombies are actually attracted towards the orb itself that lands places. So like this one, zombies should have been spawning, but they just weren't for some reason. And so I just run around personally with the Helion if I ever do play this Easter egg again, which I honestly might, because I did enjoy this Easter egg. But I'm gonna run around with the Helion because again, it's one-shotting every single zombie except for your boss zombies, which is amazing. And right here, I almost died. So, and thanks to the Helion, I actually managed to get out. And so right here, we're just going to shoot the moon. And this is also where you can see a clump of zombies come from the window right here. They're all trying to attack that orb that just landed. And then right there, there is Venus, I believe. And so, again, Helion being as broken as it is, which is why it's almost a necessity to do this Easter egg as long as you're trying to speedrun it. And right here, I should again use my Helion because I almost died right here because I am one hit again. And I have been one hit for a good majority of these planets. And don't mind me missing 3 times on Saturn. We don't talk about that, and at least this one was easy to pick up. Normally, I struggle on this one because, and as you can see, I back up purposely to try and get the spawns away from it. And then obviously the sun is always going to be your last one. So be prepared for this one and actually have some ammo. And unlike my Helion where I only have 17 total bullets, because as soon as you interact with this, you are in an iceberg step where you have to destroy these icebergs before you freeze and die. So always try to make sure you have ammo, and in my case I don't really have ammo, so I had to surprisingly manage to get out of a lot of these situations. And right here you can actually see me panic because I tried to use the Kraken because I thought I could shoot the ground and have it damage the iceberg at the same time. And then right here I'm also trying to get the what are these, chakrams, to activate their level 3 whirlwind ability like this, so it can like drain down the iceberg faster, but it ended up not working, so I ended up throwing a homunculus down. And so I'm just going to shoot this down, and then I hear a stoker spawn right out behind it, so then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to kill this guy because he's one shot to the Helion because it's so broken. And then I also decided right here again, shoot it a little bit, and then throw another homunculus, because halfway through this you can actually get a max ammo through one of these. It's actually going to be coming up as the next iceberg. And so Stoker, I'm just going to kill him real quick before I advance. Shoot this down, and then right here at this iceberg is your max ammo iceberg. So if you do have any homunculus, I suggest throwing it out preemptively just so you can fully get this one without having to panic about it right there. And then also, if you have the Helion or the Scepter of Ra as your specialist weapon, you can actually glitch this step, and actually not even glitch, you can cheat this step by preemptively shooting the last iceberg at the very end of the ship, and that iceberg gets you towards the boss fight. Like, that is your entrance into the boss fight, and as you can see, I broke it, and it's easy as pie like that. Now I just fast forward a couple rounds just so I can really make sure that I'm prepared for this boss fight, because again, it is one of the hardest boss fights of all time, and you're going to need every single advantage as you can. Now here we are 2 hours later, finally getting into the boss fight, and now I'm pretty much going to leave this entire boss fight completely uncut because I do have some tips within the boss fight, because it is, I think, the longest boss fight of all Call of Duty Zombies, with it being 5 stages. And if you do watch the world record, it's like a 30-minute like world record with like 15 minutes of it in the boss fight itself. So it's a pretty doozy of a fight. Plus also it's very stressful, especially if you don't know exactly what's going on. And so obviously right here we're just putting in the Sentinel artifact into the tree, and as you can see, it's actually inside the iceberg for some reason. Again, I still have no idea how the hell all of this works, because I wish that they came out with more maps of the Chaos Crew, because some of this just doesn't make sense. Like, why on the Titanic are we actually just fighting a random ass iceberg that murdered us, and then at the end of the day, just not do anything to change it. And as you can see, I'm trying to fiddle around with the clocks because, I mean, there's nothing else for me to do for the time being while the eye spawns in. And also, this guy is still alive, trying to reach for the wheel. But as you can see, my raw isn't even like loaded up yet, but I'm not worried about that because the first two stages are fairly easy if you know what you're doing, because those steps aren't really like killing, or you don't have to like worry about shooting the eye or anything. And also on PC, the eye doesn't really load in well unless it's like teleporting. You can see a little bit of it, but right now you can just see that it's just a puff of cloud. And so right here you can just see where I'm killing things for an aimless amount of time. And so I'm just going to be using the Helion just because it's going to be one-shotting everything. And so one thing that I do want to like say, and like, because now we have like again 15 minutes of saying whatever the hell I want, that in my opinion, as I said in 9, Black Ops 4 is one of like my top zombie games, even though a lot of the population of the zombies community says otherwise, which I don't understand how, because I know one of the major criticism is like the entire system has changed. The gobblegums are now elixirs, and elixirs are shit. The HUD is completely different, in which the HUD, I don't understand. Like, yeah, there's a little bit extra that you have. Other than that, nothing else has changed. Because your specialist, utilities, your shield, and your perks are all scattered on the bottom, which you never actually use. So I don't understand why people say that. Plus also elixirs and gobblegums. I didn't use gobblegums to begin with in Black Ops 3. I did whenever at the beginning of 2023. If you guys didn't see those videos, I highly suggest checking those out because those were actually a lot of fun to record. But for all of Black Ops 4, I'm actually not going to use any elixirs if I don't have to. And if I do, it's only going to be classics, because this game is balanced enough, in my opinion, to where you don't need elixirs. Or at least, like, the top elixirs to do. Unless you're going for, like, the hardcore achievements of, like, again, like, doing the Voyage of Despair or Blood of the Dead Easter eggs on the hardest difficulty possible, where you're one-shot the entire game. And also you have no downs like that, so that I understand. Everything else, you don't need elixirs to beat the Easter eggs, which boggles my mind why people are upset by that. But I mean, hey, that's just more money in their pockets. But this map grew on me after the fact, because after you beat it that first time, that sense of accomplishment of like you just defeated like the hardest boss when you were a kid on like your PS2 or something like that, it's one of the best feelings to do. And so right here, as you can see, I'm kind of training like going up and down these stairs just so like it's a lot easier to kill. And as you can see, I'm also just picking off stokers just because they're a pain in my ass. And so, as you can see, I'm just doing simple rotations, killing off a few zombies because I have no idea what else to do. And so, again, camp up here for a little bit, and also do a couple trick shots because, again, I'm stuck in here for like at least 5 minutes. And so, again, this part is fairly simple. Just survive. If you really need ammo, you have a max ammo right there, and if your shield gets low, you have a carpenter. Like, Black Ops 4 just makes it a little bit simpler. And so, for the future of this game so far, comment down below which map you would like to see next, if you guys mind, because right now in the works I just have Blood of the Dead. And right here you can actually see, we actually beat this first wave. And again, always remember to get your max ammos and carpenters because they will help you a lot. And here we are going on to the next part of. And now that we're technically on the quote-unquote second phase of this boss fight, this is by far my least favorite phase because I just tend to camp down here, and I know that there's a bunch of other like smaller areas like up on the top area where like you have like 15 different ways to escape the same area. But for me, I just like to keep it simple and have this giant ground that I can always run around in and just create a giant circle, because it just makes my life a little bit easier if I know exactly where I can go. And so again, it's just like before, you're running around in circles and shooting zombies, and I believe this is a 4-minute lockdown. As you can see, I almost die immediately, and we are only like a minute in, which boggles me, which is another reason why I just don't like this second phase. But comment down below what map you actually want to see next, because next up is probably going to be Blood of the Dead, unless you guys say so. But you guys can choose the next map after that. If not, it's going to be Blood of the Dead. And if it's not, I will do 9 again, because I'm pissed off that I didn't actually do it. And I will get my revenge on that elephant, because that elephant can go die in a fire. And it upset me that I still haven't done it. Even though I've done it plenty of times solo and plenty of times with a friend, it upsets me. So it's either going to be Blood if I haven't done it already, because I'll do my one recording of it, like, where it's my first attempt doing it, and, or not first attempt, my first completion of it, because God knows I'm not going to be able to do that twice. So, yeah, just comment down below which one you're wanting to do next, and if you want me to jump back to Black Ops 3 to also do the custom zombies there, comment down that below as well. Like, I'm willing to do whatever, because I honestly am enjoying zombies. And coming back into the community is honestly relieving in a sense, because I already know, like, any zombies game that I actually own is actually a pretty good zombies. Again, all opinionated. And I'm probably triggering a lot of people because I'm saying that Black Ops 4 is just as good as Black Ops 3. No, I prefer Black Ops 3, but Black Ops 4 isn't as bad as people say. So, again, comment down below which one you want. And actually, right here, I actually go into Dying Wish. Did not expect that, and I think I screwed myself, because, you know, I kind of need Dying Wish just in case if I do die. Or if I do go down later on. So, for the rest of this Easter egg, or for the rest of the boss fight, I'm like stressing out, because I know like Dying Wish has a cooldown on it. I don't exactly know what the cooldown timer is. I think it's at like 10 minutes or something like that for it to recharge if you don't have time slip, and obviously, as you can see, I don't. So I'm pretty much going to be without it for, I believe, the rest of the boss fight. If not, I'm getting it like the last phase of this boss fight, which sucks, but, you know, we manage what we can do. And right now, you can see me defeating the last little bit of this step, or this phase, except with all these watered zombies are so beefy, which pisses me off. The one reason why I don't like the chaos. Sorry, and right now we are going to be traveling into the third phase of the boss fight. And here we are on phase number 3. One memory that I'll always remember on this map, which is either a good or a bad memory. I mean, it's good at the time, good looking back on it, but for me, because a group of friends and I, which it was 3 of us, including me, we were grinding this map out for like a week straight, just like understanding the map, how to do every single Easter egg. And for us at the time, the hardest step was the, what do you call it? The clock step, the first step, because none of us can tell time. Like, all of us, we would read it how we would normally read time, even though we don't do that in the Easter egg, which always threw us off. So, don't read the clocks normally, how it would normally be done. But every time we got to the boss fight, we would get one phase past our last attempt. Like, I think our first one, we got to the second phase, and then we just miraculously all died. Which, I mean, I don't understand how that happened. And so, one tip for at least this one, I'd always suggest shooting in front of the eye, just so you have explosive damage going everywhere, plus also it can kill the zombies on top of it. just a small tip. It's probably a little to say it, but here we are to the fourth step. And here we are going on to the fourth phase of this boss fight now. This boss is kind of weird because on that last phase, I got it done in like 2 minutes or like a minute 45. Like it was an extremely fast like phase normally, because for me that normally takes a little bit of time. And so right here, I'm just gonna chuck a homunculus because homunculuses are kind of broken, like because they're the much better monkey bomb, or they're pretty much the upgraded monkey bomb from Garrod, Krovi, and Rev. So it's always a good thing to have if you don't get it. And so again, one homunculus is literally lasting an entire 2 eyes, except for this one. I almost died from that because, again, I don't have my dying wish yet, and I don't think I get it for the rest of the boss fight, as I said before. So here I am. I'm just going to throw my last homunculus because I know I get a max ammo, and for these, it is in 3 different sections. You just have to hit it 3 times, and it's done. As you can see, I get my max ammo, get my homunculus back, and get my shield back. So here we are going on to the last and final phase of this boss fight. And so here we are on the final phase of this boss fight. So one trick that I have for this fight is always get the eye lining up on this bridge. I don't know how I came up with this, but this just made life so easy for me because I only had to use 3 homunculuses. So in a sense, I don't need to use anything. So as you can see, I just bait them to come down or to jump up, and then I just jump down and shoot the eye, which I don't see many people do. I just see them throw a homunculus and just shoot as they go. I never see them really like kind of train up here, and as you can see, another bait to just get them up here, shoot twice, and then the eye goes back to its normal spot. I don't see people do that at all whenever they're completing this Easter egg, which makes no sense. Because, again, it's a predictable spot. And now here I am throwing a homunculus because it's going to be his wipe attack after this. So I reload, and here he goes into his wipe attack. And so I'm just going to shoot his eye for a little bit. And that's, in a sense, phase, or part 1 of this last phase. So, again, like, this map is super simple if you know the slight tricks you can do during at least the boss fight. Like, the boss fight honestly is now very simple. As long as you have the healing on salvo, honestly every single boss fight's easy now that I say that. But still, like, this boss fight is super fucking simple. And again, like, I keep on training him up into the bridge area because, I mean, again, I just walk around and he's done. And so, again, here I am messing with Blight Fowlers, but again, with the Pack-a-Punch Teleon, nothing's a problem with it. And so here's my second homunculus, bait him down, and then obviously jump down, shoot the eye, reload, and then go back to shooting the eye. Like, this boss fight is made super simple, at least in my opinion. And then grab max ammo, and I might as well just grab the Carpenter if I really wanted to, just so I can have my shield last as much as it can. And again, super simple. Jump down, shoot. Like, if you guys want like full-on tutorials on how to do these Easter eggs in 2024, I can definitely come up with some of these because some of these I don't see people do. And again, just drop that down in the comments if you actually want to see those tips, because even though I don't play Black Ops 4 that often, I kind of want to get into the nitty-gritty on the small time saves that you can do to like save you a million seconds in a single run that'll save your brain from hurting. So again, drop that down below if you actually want to see that, because I'll willingly do that, because honestly I haven't explored Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 4 as much. And so here I am shooting the eye for the final time, and here we are to the cutscene. Now, for some reason, on OBS, the recording happened, but the audio never recorded. So you're just gonna have me talk over the cutscene, even though, because it doesn't really matter. But if you guys did enjoy this video, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below again what map you want to see me do next, because it's already going to be Blood of the Dead unless you guys say so. And if I don't do Blood of the Dead by the time next week rolls around, it's going to be 9. Either way, I'm going to have a great time doing it. And then also comment down below if you want kind of like a tips and tricks from every single map, because I can also release those every week or every other week, and like kind of like alternate between the Easter eggs and then like tips and tricks of different maps. Again, tell me down below. And also, if you want me to do other games as well, I'll willingly do that as well. Just again, comment down below, because right now I'm in a zombies grind. I'm really liking zombies again, because it's kind of like that yearly Minecraft thing where you're into like Minecraft for like a month straight and then you're kind of like out of it, because I kind of feel like that's going to happen with zombies at least. So, let me know what you guys want me to do. And again, here I am just trying to talk over this entire cutscene because I don't know what else I'm supposed to be talking about. I just do want to say thank you for a great 2023. I did not expect to get as much growth as I did for my channel, because from what I know, we grew. Let me actually look this up for you guys real quick. Somehow we actually got up to like 31 subscribers. I did not expect that at all. So, again, thank you guys for a great 2023, and I'll see you guys in the next video.